It's such an annoying feeling when you get to the airport ready to go off on your summer holiday only to realise that you've left your headphones at home. And yes, I know, such a rookie mistake by myself, and it's just such an oversight to do something like that, especially as I had a bit of a flight ahead of me. So once we checked in and got through security and was sitting in the lounge, I headed to an InMotion store and begrudgingly spent 100 of my finest and hard-earned British pounds on a set of Sony WF-C710Ns. But why did I choose these earbuds? Well, the price. Really, £100 seemed fair at the time, and I thought I could make some money back from YouTube by making this video and a bit of content, and then selling the earbuds on eBay once I was done with them. Seemed logical. They also looked good, they were small enough to fit in my pocket, and in my experience, Sony has always made decent headphones in the past, though these are earbud style, and they also had noise cancelling technology because no one wants to listen to the drone of an airplane. And with that, off I went, new earbuds in hand. And you know what, I must say, for the week I spent in Cyprus on my holiday, they performed spectacularly for my needs. Now, I'm a Spotify user, so yes, I know I'm not receiving the highest quality music, but lounging around by a pool, sitting in my room waiting for a certain someone to get ready before going to dinner, or sitting on the plane, they held their own. And with such a fantastic battery life, I only reached for a charger maybe twice throughout the trip, which I thought was absolutely fantastic. Now, in terms of sound quality though, again, I feel it was a £100 well spent because they've pretty much become my daily drivers, beating out my usual Creative Zenair SXFI earbuds. And this really is down to such an amazing customization through Sony's Sound Connect app on my phone. Now, I will say now though, for such an in-depth app, the sign-up process is really frustrating. You need a Sony account to unlock all of the features, which I luckily had thanks to owning a PlayStation in the past. And however, you've also got to give the app your precise location data constantly so it can automatically adjust the equalizer and features based on your location. Now, I guess if you're in the centre of London, your music is going to sound a lot different to sitting in the Bodleian Library. Now, I did not accept this, and I do not want Sony knowing exactly where I am all of the time. Running through the app, the main page gives you ambient sound control options, your equalizer and adaptive sound control toggles, which will run through in 2 ticks, your secondary simultaneously connected device controls, and finally, the music you're listening to, and your device settings. So first, let's dive into the equalizer because there are a number of preset options that you can choose from and 2 custom profiles in which you can design your own EQ or have your music and the app do it for you using Sony's Find Your Equalizer option. Jumping across into the adaptive sound control, this is where your headphones settings will change based on your location and surroundings. The app can learn exactly where you are from your office, the street, a train, a shopping center, or wherever, and then tailor the settings based on what's going on around you. Now, for example, sitting at my desk, the app detected me in what it calls a staying position and made changes to my settings based on that position. I can also, however, customize these location-based settings to how I want the app to perform as well. However, the caveat to all of this is having your location permanently shared with Sony, and that's not something I really wanted to get into, so I have actually blocked this feature on my app. Now, 2 more standout features I just wanted to mention is DSEE, which is a virtual enhancement technology from Sony that upscales low-quality music into high-quality audio, and a 3D sound technology which quite frankly is a bit naff, and I wouldn't really bother with it. It's called 3D reality audio, and it's supposed to portray the feeling of actually being in some kind of concert hall or live show, but it's just not great. Keep it switched off. It does also require you to download a few more apps to your device, and again, that's really off-putting to me. I don't really like filling up my phones with bloatware, and the headphones sound really good as they are without the need for several more nonsense apps. I've had to use a custom EQ though to bring up some deep bass and keep the treble under control. But for the type of music I listen to give you an idea, at the time of writing this review, I had quite a nice Bill Murray playlist on Spotify running, and the mix of highs and lows made the music sound really, really clean. I have had to lift the clear bass just slightly so those bass drum hits really thud through the music, but overall I really like the sound from these 710s. And just to say, pulling them out your ears auto pauses your music as well, which I think is a great feature and does save a bit of battery life. Their frequency response ranges from 20 Hz to 20,000 kHz with 44.1 kHz sampling. They're closed back and have 5mm drivers. They are IPX4 rated, so they are splash proof and sweat proof and that kind of thing. And you've got around 12 hours of listening time in the earbuds themselves. The microphone for me were a bit of a mixed bag. While I received no complaints from anyone while talking to them on the phone, and someone actually told me I sounded quite clear, in my office here, which admittedly isn't treated for audio, I did feel that the built-in microphones let these headphones down a bit compared to the audio picked up on my phone. Now, just take a listen to this.
So here's just a quick example of the microphone quality that you can come to expect from the WF-710s when you're taking calls or using them on Teams or Zoom while talking to colleagues.
And then just comparing that audio quality to the built-in microphone on my phone.
The charging case itself is also very small in size, which is great for carrying around with you in a pocket or a bag, and it's covered in a smooth but grippy light plastic coating. The lid is magnetic, which helps keep the door sealed when being stored, and they lock open to make it easy to get your earbuds out without needing to hold the lid open to do so. Now, there is a small status light on the front, and around back you can find a Bluetooth pairing button and a USB Type-C input to charge the case. It can charge in up to 1.5 hours, and it can provide up to 21 hours worth of charging time for your earbuds, which equates to maybe around 2 charges, maybe more, depending on if you're using ANC or not. So did I waste my £100? No, I don't think so at all. They're a very enjoyable set of earbuds. I did have to use the largest supplied ear tip though for my ears to keep them in and sealed, but I don't mind that, it's expected these days. They sound good, they look good, they have a lovely bunch of features to get stuck into. Just don't turn on your permanent location data. These large companies are just asking way too much from us at this point.